Everyone, this is Grant Luna with Fidelity National Title. Today I wanted to talk about a specific feature of Fidelity Total Farm that I haven't spoken about in the past, and that's the LE premium portion of the platform. So to show you how that works, I'll navigate into this Palos Verdes Estates farm that I've created in the past. And as always, if you're not familiar with Fidelity Total Farm and how it works, check out the link in the description, which has a playlist broken down showing you everything you need to know about how to create a farm, how the system actually works, and what you can do with the farms once you've created them. But what I'll be showing you is not the normal filters that I've talked about in the past, but features that come with LE. So these are basically these 5 tiles here that have LE up at the upper right hand corner. And the LE service is $19.99 a month. So I'll run through what these filters are and then briefly cover a couple of features that also come with LE, but I won't go into those in this video. I'll throw that link in the description to the particular feature that I'll talk about. But the main ones that I wanted to talk that I think can actually be pretty effective for you in your marketing and your lead gen are some of these LE filters that will do the same thing, in that when you select these filter, it'll basically filter down that farm from a complete farm, which in this case is 3,000 records, to a subset of that farm dependent on the criteria that you've selected. So for example, to show you how some of these work, this is listed. So if I click this farm filter here at the top of the page, now it's going to show me the 13 properties within this Palos Verdes Estates farm that are currently listed. So you see these here highlighted in yellow. Another thing too, which is nice about LE, is it'll actually show you the number of real estate agents that actually live within this farm as well. And then anytime you actually engage with this data, whether it's pulling labels or maybe doing a mail merge, or maybe doing targeted social media ads or getting contact information, whatever it is, it'll automatically take the real estate agents out of that search. So continuing on, and I'll give you a couple of ideas of where I think this could be pretty effective. So potential flippers will be properties that have sold in the last 6 months and are already ready for resale. But these 3, I think, are probably the big ones that are worthwhile and taking a look at within the LE portion of Total Farm. So the first is equity. And so what's nice about once you sign up with the LE portion of Total Farm is that they'll actually start to calculate all the equity and potential value of these properties for you. So now that I've clicked equity, what I can do is if I scroll to the right hand side of this portion here, I can actually see the potential value for these properties, as well as the loan amount due for some of these properties as well. So I can scroll through and see all the loan amounts that are due for these properties, the loan to value as well, and along with the rate. And so basically a breakdown of the actual monetary amount of equity that these properties have. And even further, I can even filter by equity percentages here. So if you see my mouse here where it says equity, and I click this drop down here, I can go to people that have 60% plus equity only. And so now it's going to give me the 1,200 people that meet that criteria. Or I could scroll down even further to 20% plus equity, same thing. Or I can even flip by people that have positive or negative equity. So I can basically find properties that are potentially underwater in this farm area as well. So now it's 45 records, right? And ultimately, that's the point of Fidelity Total Farm, is to basically segment these farms down for you a little bit more effectively, so you're not wasting your time trying to find out how to market to 3,000 people, but instead now you can focus on, in this case, 45 records. And going into those conversations, whether you're calling or doing print marketing pieces, you already have a potential angle of how to contact these people. And then other filters that are worth sharing. So hot properties basically gives you a breakdown of properties that have 40% plus equity combined with another filter that's within Total Farm, and that's stay years. And so this filter here, stay years, looks at the average length of time in which property owners live in that farm before they decide to sell. So for example, on average, it might be 12 years. So it'll combine that average. So let's say it was 12 years, for example, and see which homeowners have lived in their property for around 12 years and also have more than 40% equity. So obviously it's going to be a decent amount of that section of properties within this farm due to how the market has been behaving. But same thing, now it's going to give you a little bit better indication of who to spend your time actually reaching out to. And then lastly, ready to relist. And I think this is potentially a really great one. And so what ready to relist does is it gives you a list of properties within this Palos Verdes Estates farm that I created that within the last 1 to 6 years have been listed on the MLS and the same homeowner is living in that property to this day. In essence, it's saying this is somebody that in the past has put their property for sale and ended up not selling that property. So it could have been an expired listing. They simply could have just taken their property off the market and decided not to sell it. But no matter what, it's shown that these people do have interest in selling the property. So now you have, in this Palos Verdes Estates farm, I've created 47 people to really focus in on that have shown interest in the last 1 to 6 years in selling their property. And with all of these filters, I can do the same exact thing that I've talked about in the past within Total Farm, such as running targeted social media ads, doing postcards with core facts, getting their phone numbers and emails, and starting to do outreach and drip campaigns, whatever it is. And even more, you can actually combine some of these as well. So for example, I've talked about doing custom filters. So basically creating filters for homeowners that are 55 years and older, and doing marketing pieces on Proposition 19 or things that particularly impact property owners that are 55 and older, or focusing on out-of-state or absentee homeowners. And what's nice is you can actually create those filters and apply it to people that are actually either having a lot of equity or have listed their property in the past. So for example, I can highlight this ready to relist filter here. So now it's 47 homeowners, right, that have listed their property in the last 1 to 6 years but haven't sold it. Then I can come up to this filters tag here, click filters. I can see some of the filters I've created in the past. So for example, I have a filter here of property owners that are 55 years or older. I can select it, hit apply, and now it's going to give me the 17 property owners that have listed their property in the last 1 to 6 years and are also 55 years or older. So now when I reach out to them, I can work the scripts of people that have listed it in the past, see if they have any interest in selling. But now on top of that, I can reach out to them with a value proposition of letting them know about Proposition 19 and how it can benefit them, especially if they've lived in their property for a long time and they have a lot of equity and maybe have a couple of different reasons why they might want to move or downsize or move towards their children. So LE is I think, really effective way of giving you some pretty good information of who you should spend your time reaching out to. And like I said, there's other features within LE besides these filters. So for example, it gives you the ability to do mail merge. I'll throw a link in the description for mail merge if you're interested. Go to print marketing here. But it's a really great way of doing letters with customized names and addresses for all of those letters. It'll also give you 5 credits per month to spend on premium leads. So that could be births, deaths, marriages, divorces, notice of defaults, things of that nature. And also getting 5,000 licensed emails per month. So I'll throw links in the description for all of these things. But overall, I think even if you just take advantage of ready to relist, hot properties, and equity, and combine those with the other marketing tools that I've shown are possible within Fidelity Total Farm and services that are connected to Fidelity Total Farm, I think you can do some really effective lead gen and marketing moving forward. So as always, feel free to like and subscribe to this channel, and always feel free to reach out to me if you want to set up a one-on-one time and go over how we can do some of these with the farm area that you're interested in.